Okay.
Who's
All right.
introing?
Who's introing?
You intro.
Welcome to 10 Questions with ADU.
This is not your show.
Sorry,
This
I
is
take that
Adam's
back.
show here and Letitia's. Can you do it in reverse?
Welcome to 10 Questions with ADU from Suncoast Caravans to ADU. This is backwards. Normally they're asking us,
Ask the
but today
questions.
we're asking them.
It's actually 10 questions for ADU.
Well,
Well, yeah.
Hey.
There we go. Here we go.
so we've done the segment with you. It was a couple of months ago.
Yep.
Back on our trip up north.
Up north,
With
we were
What's
at
Up Down
Rollingston,
Under.
weren't we?
What's Up Down Under,
At
Rollingston.
Rollingston.
Beautiful
By,
North
by the
Queensland.
swimming pool.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
you guys grilled us then. Now we're back at it.
And we start filming, and there are
And
two.
two jets.
Two jets.
That is
Absolutely.
cool.
That's actually really
On
cool.
point.
I'm not going to edit that out because that's very cool.
Now, I could have done that as a job.
All right,
but
guys.
Yeah.
I just decided it would have been boring. So, all right.
So, I guess.
First question.
Questions.
Smooth you
Bang,
straight
straight into it.
Straight
Okay.
into it.
No holes barred.
Everyone knows got to get the job done, right?
Right.
Okay.
All right.
How long have you guys been together now?
I'll let you answer that one because I know it clearly. I want you to remember if you know it, babe.
I think you should answer this question.
No, I said it first, so you can go.
12
Been
years.
together much longer because Chris can't remember.
It's been 12 years.
It was 12 years last month.
There you go.
A long time.
All right.
Yes.
Now, I guess the thing that everyone asks you all the time, and I know
Uh-oh.
the answer myself, but
How is Chris so good looking?
Wow.
Oh, no, that's further down.
Wow.
why did you choose to become full-time vanners and like live the life you live now?
Okay, we have two different answers to this question. So you
Do
can,
we?
Yeah.
Why do we choose to do this as a job, or
Basically,
Full-time.
yeah.
why do we just?
commit full-time and
What was the breaking point that made you
yeah,
go,
this is it,
boom,
we're out.
we're
Well-
going from weekend warriors to...
The plan was always to do this, so that was definitely going to happen. The timing was thrown way out because of COVID for us. Well, because of me, definitely because of my business.
Yep.
So I had a retail signage business, and retail stopped.
Yep.
Retail stopped on a dime, so that was a real turning point for us. Where I said, right, we've got to do this now. We've got to
Yeah.
sell up and get on the road and
It
do
was
it now.
either that or come and work for Suncoast Caravans, putting the decals on all the caravans.
Yeah.
Look, we discussed it. It wasn't as appealing as full-time on the road.
It was close though.
So what would your answer be?
Well, we did always want to go full time. Chris pushed me
Yeah.
a lot because we do have 4 kids. And as a mum, I think, not saying that dads are any less attached to their kids, but dads are much less attached to their kids. And it was much easier for this one to say, let's go. Whereas I was like, oh, can we wait till the kids graduate? Can we do this? I'm quite happy going part-time and just, you know.
Your kids aren't, young anymore.
No.
Well, the
no.
eldest is 26 and we've got, they're teenagers. They're older, but it's still, you never...
Pulls your heart.
They're always your babies.
Yeah.
So I just kind of wanted to stick around a little bit. But then COVID hit, and like Chris said, his business stopped. And I was teaching 24 fitness classes a week, face to face. And of course, that stopped overnight.
Yeah.
So then I had to start teaching online, which was fine. But a lot of my clients were in their 60s and 70s because I teach the older
The
age
doors
group.
were opening up for us too. It was time to do it.
Yeah, so I started trying to do my stuff online and he was trying to do defits in stores and we were like, okay, do we push really hard to continue with our old businesses, working them to try and make them something new, or do we throw everything into ADU, which we'd been doing part-time for like 7 years,
Yes.
and just bring everything forward?
Bring it all together.
So we just thought, right, that's it. We're just going to
Yep.
sell absolutely everything. He completely quit his business. I'm still doing mine part-time because I love mine. Mine's a passion. I'll never ever stop.
Yours is a passion project.
Mine's,
isn't it?
Yeah, it
yeah,
is, it
absolutely. I
is.
never ever will
You just
ever.
love the human beings. Don't you?
Yeah.
They say you never
That's why
work
she loves
you
me,
never
mate.
work a
Yeah,
day in your life
very
if you love
special.
what you do.
Yeah,
Fine
if you
human.
wake up in the morning and you're absolutely excited to do whatever it is that's in front of you, you're doing the right thing. And for me, that is fitness. Yes, I love traveling, but I have to be honest, I do prefer fitness and teaching my classes. And if I can do the two together,
Perfect.
that's perfect for me.
Yeah.
So, that's basically why we went full time, because COVID killed our jobs.
Yeah, it just comes back to any business. I think if you don't give it 100%, you're not going to get 100% back. It's just
No.
that simple. So this is why we just...
And we gave 100% to ADU, and we
Yeah.
have been now for the past 2 years,
Yeah.
and we don't regret it.
I guess that sort of runs into the next question.
Oh, okay.
It's one that, like, we see it all the time, and we get asked all the time as a business. We get
Yeah.
asked, how did you get your first sponsorship, partnership, whatever?
That's
Obviously,
actually-
That's a great question,
That
yeah.
gets you, that keeps you on the road. Obviously, this
Yeah.
is a business for you guys. You
Yeah.
make money. with your sponsorships, with your collaborations, with all
Yep.
those things. You know, how did that go from, you know, being
It's
a
like a
weekend warrior
sub-question
to
on the questions
a
of the
full
10
one?
questions.
That actually is
Yeah.
really cool because our first phone call, because we've never approached a brand, they've approached us.
Yep.
Yeah.
The first phone call was actually from Enerdrive.
Yeah.
Christian of Enerdrive called us and we had a bit of a chat.
And he's regretted it every day.
What did I
worst
do?
phone call you ever made, Chris. But that was
And
a
that was
real.
back in the day when you had to pay for phone calls.
Yeah, that's.
That was a long time ago, actually.
So that was a real turning point as well. It was a wow, babe. We actually are doing something right. There's something happening here. Doors are opening. So that was more of a push again.
Yeah, and the first question from Enerdrive was, are your followers genuine?
Yeah, that's a
and
big
we were
one.
like,
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean by that, but yep, they're genuine. Like
Yeah.
we've never purchased followers or anything, so it was a real genuine following that we had built. People that just enjoyed watching our back then part-time journey.
Yeah.
And of course, we're known for our vehicles, and back then it was a Hilux, and it was a
Back
very.
then it was a Hilux and a Jayco.
It was a
wasn't
Hilux and a Jayco. Yeah.
Was it a base station or a?
No, it was
Back then
a
Starcraft,
22 foot 6
22 foot
Starcraft.
6.
Bunk, because obviously we had
But it
children
was pimped
travelling.
out ADU style, so the van wasn't just a Jayco, and the car wasn't just a Hilux. It was pimped.
It was your style.
And just to clarify, we loved our Jaycos.
We did.
Yeah.
We had two Jaycos and they were absolutely brilliant vans.
Yeah.
Loved them to pieces, mate. They're bang for buck, you cannot go wrong with
I
them. I
know
don't think.
that's just a question we get asked all the time. Like, how
In
do,
your
how do
industry,
people
yeah.
stay on the road? How do they make enough money to stay on the road? And you know, they're like, oh, we send emails to people and don't get replies and that sort of thing. It's it's a really twisted way of doing it. And I know with the work we do with other brands and that sort of thing, it's always best if they come to you and you offer value. So you know, that's a
I
really
think
interesting thing.
just be yourself. Be yourself.
Yeah.
As natural as you can, and if it works, it's going to work for you. It will work.
And to be honest, if people don't like what you're doing, you're not going to get anything out of it. But if you are approachable, if you're good on the camera, if you're fun, if you bring positivity and something good to people's lives, then it's going to grow for you.
Yeah.
So if you are genuine as well, that's
and
a
that's
really
why
huge
like
thing.
myself and Chris do so well behind the camera, like in front
Look
of
at
the
us
camera.
both.
Like,
I mean,
have a look at these
Anyway.
couple of
look at these two
stallions.
stallions.
FYI,
Especially
it is
with this.
Movember, hence the dirty grub.
Unbelievable.
I missed that memo too, by the way. I can't grow one anyway. So,
Alrighty.
and if
That's
I did,
right.
it would be grey. It would look like Santa
All right,
Claus.
question
Back to the
3.
The actual questions. Which do you prefer? Caravan parks, free camps, farm stays? What places do you prefer the most?
I like all. I do love an amazing free camp, but at the same time, I love a nice caravan park.
When we say free camping, we don't just mean that we don't have to pay for stuff like electricity and water and whatever. It means
Middle of nowhere.
being out there, being kind of
Yeah.
isolated, having everything prepared in the van, and just being by ourselves.
Yeah.
Like that's what we mean by free camping, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But we do both love.
We love it. I'm a very social person, so I love meeting people, love chatting, love having a beer and going for a walk, and that's so it's
I
got
think
its advantages.
It depends on what mood you're in as well. Like
Yeah.
if you want solitude, if we really want to get some work done, if we want to knuckle down, or if we just want some time on our own, the caravan park.
That was like that trip you
not
did
the
to the
place for us.
muster. Like you were really social there.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did.
Like pretty
Gimpy
up close
muster.
and
Yeah.
to the stage. And stuff.
Yes. Like,
No, that's what you got to do at the muster.
the first artist has kicked off. We are inside our van, and what's happening?
Dancing to the beat.
The whole van is vibrating. It's currently
in for a good couple of nights, are we?
it's 6:30 and this is going on till 2
out the
a.m.
window?
Yeah.
See?
Easy. Oh gee. That's what's going on. Once in a
Right
lifetime
amongst it.
opportunity, that one. So I guess the answer
100%.
to that is we do like all of them depending on how we're feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Sometimes we want solitude and we're here in a caravan park.
But sometimes
But-
it's the only chance we can get to get some work done as well.
Yeah.
Being totally off grid and
Yeah, I reckon it gives you probably a chance to think about what
It
you're
does.
doing, what's coming up next.
Yeah.
well, again,
absolutely.
you need to be working on your business and
You know what I do
regathering,
really
working out where
enjoy
you
though?
are.
I do like hip camps and farm stays.
Yeah, they're
and,
great, yeah.
People's private properties because you
Yeah.
get to sit down with them, you get to talk to them. They know the local area.
You probably learn something that you weren't going to learn
Yeah,
by staying in a
yeah,
caravan park,
and
maybe.
it's smaller.
Absolutely.
I do quite like those. Anyway, I like them all, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Good question though. I like that
Great
one.
question. These are great
Now-
questions.
Great questions.
This is a question that... Okay, you guys haven't got your kids with you, so
Mm-hmm.
it's just the two of you travelling.
Yep.
So, What do you do when it's like peak season and peak time? So I'm talking school holidays.
We get very cranky and very
Christmas.
angry and hate the world.
When everything's jam-packed, there's a million people on the highway.
It's $80 to $100 a night if you forget and you have to go to a caravan park. Yeah, we don't enjoy that at all.
No.
That's not our jam. If we can find somewhere where we can just park up out of the way and avoid it, we often do.
I've got a hot tip though. Go somewhere off season, like if it's in the middle of summer, go to North Queensland.
Yep, gotcha.
Like you can pick your spots, can't you? Really?
Yeah, we actually did that 3 years in a row. We went north, far North Queensland in summer, and we loved it.
Yeah, we see as a business, we see the migration happen every year.
You would see
all the Southerners come up, and
but we also see the school holiday ebbs and flows with families who are finally starting to hit the road, and they've got those few weeks off and stuff like that.
We see the transient travel and like our turnover. Like we see
go.
it. Like we know
it.
we need the extra staff in our showroom and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's just what happens.
But over the next few years, it's obviously gotten way worse with the amount of caravans on the road. So it takes a lot of preparation, and we forget holidays.
No.
We forget weekends.
She forgets. I know well in advance, and I'm like, honey, we should book. I don't know where we're going to be then. I'm like, we should book. I don't know where we're going to be then, and we get someone. It's like $80 a night, and I'm like, I can't say I told you so. I just go, yes, dear.
There you go. Darling, you look beautiful today.
Yeah.
Did you do something with your hair?
Is that a new outfit?
Okay. Is there anything about your journey so far that you would like to go back and change?
That one trip up north where they met us.
Yeah, we met these guys.
Anything that I don't think so. Everything's led us to where we are. Would you change anything?
I mean, obviously, in life, you have your ups and your downs.
You remember the turning points.
Is there any decisions or something that you've done where you go, you know what, we could have done that?
I can think of a really, really big one that I'm not going to mention, but had that really big thing didn't happen, we wouldn't be where we are.
Gotcha.
So, I'm a very positive person, and I'm very much silver lining. Yep. So everything that's been terrible that's happened to us, which has been quite a few things, there's always been something good that's come out of it.
Yeah. Are you talking about the one that nearly destroyed me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All I can say is choose your caravans very carefully.
Oh, there we go. It's just straight out there.
Well, it's that simple. So do your homework. Do a lot of homework.
That's all right. Okay.
Research and development.
Yes, R&D.
This is a long question because obviously the world is changing quickly.
Yeah.
Caravanning industry is changing constantly.
Yeah.
But where do you see yourself in 10 years? Do you still see yourself living the life you're living now, where you are still on the road full time? You still want to be traveling, still want to be exploring and finding all of those little places that aren't, on the map, so to speak? Do you think you'll slow down a little bit and maybe have a home base? Like, is there somewhere that's grabbed you and you go, you know what, we want a home base and we want to be able to go out from there? Or
we do have some plans up our sleeve that we're not ready to talk about as yet, but let's just say there won't just be one home base.
Cool.
And just leave it at
I
that.
want to develop.
Oh, he's going to go and say
I'm going to sort of I'm going to say it. We love the community.
This guy's like the lolly jar without the cap. Seriously.
I love the community.
Spilling the beans.
It's not just about towing a caravan down the road and going to these beautiful spots. We love the community. We love everything about it. So I would love to have several properties around the dot.
Yeah.
And we just all gather around them and have big campouts and
okay. He told you without telling you.
I like it.
So anyway, that's just There's a lot more to it, but yes.
A lot going on behind the scenes. So.
But the caravanning part, 100%, I can never see myself going back in
you guys are
bricks
so
and mortar
about the industry. Like.
We absolutely love
passionate,
everything about it except for the school holidays.
But you meet heaps of cool people on school holidays. Come on.
You do.
All right. What advice would you give to people wanting to become full-time caravanners?
Test it out first.
Yeah.
Do not sell your house. Do not sell anything.
Just in case you don't like living with each other like that.
Go hire a caravan.
Like the couple that they bought a caravan, went caravanning, returned it to the dealership the next week because the husband snored. The wife forgot about that. They couldn't deal, so they took the caravan back. Like seriously, especially if you have children. Test it out for at least 3, 4, 5, 6 months before
it may not be for everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone says, and I heard it the other day. It was so funny. We did a big Enerdrive install on a 14-foot Jayco pop top, and it was a husband and wife, and they were the most amazing people. They were so cool. And then they're like, and had bunks in a 14-foot. I was like, man, this guy's nuts. Anyway, epic system we put in it, and he's like, yeah, we're just hitting the road full time, sold everything. So, and they had I think it was like I think it was a Ranger, and then they had the 14-foot Jayco camper, and I was like, man, you're brave.
I would never, ever do that, but good on them.
Yeah.
Cheap fuel bill. I encourage that. If you
saying
can,
that, being a bit smaller, you can go some more places.
Absolutely.
You can.
Because you're a bit
Yeah,
more
definitely,
compact.
And
definitely.
everyone has their own idea of what is comfortable and what is good for them. We, by no means, are campers anymore. We are 100% glampers. We are proud to admit that. And if you wanted me to sleep in a swag somewhere on a beach, I would tell you to walk the other way.
Well, we've got a rooftop. That's
We've got
swag.
a rooftop. For us, the rooftop is roughing it. But I think...
That's more high class.
Yeah.
it's-
mainly just because you're higher off the ground.
is.
The
I
penthouse.
think, though, that for people that are thinking about doing it full time, definitely test it first. Do not commit to anything
Just
before
dip your toes in the water
before
a little bit.
trialing
Make
it,
sure
because
there's no piranhas to
I know-
bite them
Yeah,
off.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
and what you see on socials
Yeah.
generally isn't the truth.
Well, this is what
Like,
I
there's
mean.
a lot
You see
of
the
lot-
background shots people show. Like, to get that photo, you had to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of blood, sweat, and tears to probably get to that
and then
location
there's
to start
photoshopping. So all the people that were there as well are photoshopped out, and the kids screaming in the background. And imagine a van with 3 kids full timers getting gastro. Like,
Wait, do you know what's great? We've had that.
No, I don't want to imagine
we've had
that.
I'm actually going to say this from a family experience. We finally, a couple of years ago, pre-COVID,
We're in
finally
Harvey
had some
Bay.
time off. We shot up to Harvey Bay. It's nice and close to home. Didn't have to go far. The Whale Festival was on. It was just going to be great with the kids. A friend of mine was over as well from out west, so it was just perfect timing. We got there, afternoon, day one, little fella came down with gastro, and I was like, okay, Glen 20, wipes her out, so we can do this, leave it well ventilated. That night, our daughter went down. I was like, all right, that's 2 for 2. That's all right, we're good. With just 2 people
That was
standing.
the first time I spewed out a caravan window.
Yes. By the next day,
I was so lucky
This
I got the
kid-
blind up quick enough.
this kid rolled out of bed and went, oh no! And it was the quickest reaction you've ever seen in your life. And I'm so sad to say I was last man standing, and everyone else got better, and then I went down.
I even went to hospital, didn't I?
Yes.
Wow.
You're special,
Dehydration or something?
Yeah,
Or-
hectic day,
right.
hectic day. Anyway.
So yeah, they're the joys of living in a caravan as well.
anyway.
It really, really sucks.
and I'm telling you, from my personal point of view, I have a phobia of vomit. So straight up, if I had to share a caravan with children with one bathroom, it wouldn't happen. It's bad enough. I literally have
I have
every
a
now and again.
story that...
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Stay tuned for the later.
I just my
only
my
vans.
answer to that question is just go for it. I'm just like that.
Can you imagine?
Just deal with it when it's in front of you.
That was pretty much what I had to do.
Well,
I
that's
was
what you
like,
had to do.
what? We've got a 3 sick people here. I am not going to be able to pack this van up on my own and drive everyone home. We may as well just stay here.
Stay here till it ride it out.
Stay isolated away from everybody else.
Yeah.
Get over it and get on with it. Like,
Yeah, the whole park got it, by the
Is
way,
this
guys.
10 questions for ADU, or are we just telling life stories? Or what? Like, seriously, like...
My advice is dip your feet in first.
Yep.
Don't jump in. Just test it out.
Make
See
sure it's
how
what you
you
like.
go, because it's not all smiling.
Okay, all right. So let's
All
go
right.
back to if you've dipped your feet
Yep.
Yeah.
and you like it,
Yep.
what would you do?
then you just go for it. There's
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
perfect time. Just
Never.
Make
Get your
sure you
setup
leave
and go.
yourself with a bit of a backup plan, though.
Yeah, I think
don't,
so, yes.
Don't. We see it quite a bit. Everyone sells everything to
And then
do
they've
a
got
lap,
Nothing.
and then they come home and they've got nothing.
Got to start again.
and in
But-
our environment, trying to get back into
Yeah.
into
The
real
housing
estate now.
market, all that
Yeah,
sort of
Because
stuff,
we've
yeah.
done that. We've sold everything. We've got nothing in storage anywhere, but we've got no intention of stopping. Like, at all. We don't have any
Yeah.
intention of stopping.
Yeah.
And we don't have kids with us to think about. We don't have
Yeah.
kids that are starting school or going to school, and like, yeah.
It's just clean cut.
And everyone's story is different.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next,
Okay. What do you think you would be doing if you weren't living life like you are now?
100%. I know exactly what I'd be doing. You can go first.
you
though.
go.
You'd be a stripper, wouldn't you?
Yes.
I would 100%.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He
Of course
so would.
Are we going to
See my
this
moves.
content is officially R18 plus.
I would be doing my fitness thing.
Yeah.
I would have my fitness app. I would be doing that online. I'd be back to teaching my 24 classes a week. I'd be PTing. I'd be
Yeah.
doing my nunutrition, all that stuff. That's 100% what I'd be doing.
But Chris,
And
you
I'd
don't
be
reckon
skinnier.
you could go back to the
I would
business
never go back to
full-time?
signage or a trade as
Yeah.
such. So
Okay.
I think it would be something in this industry or the American truck industry. But
He-
if I had not done what we do now, I wouldn't probably have an American
He
truck.
would be
so
project building
I
American
don't know.
trucks.
Yeah,
He'd
it was
be-
my passion to build a company, but now Dean has beat me to it, and good on him because he's the best in the industry.
No,
so
Chris and I seriously spoke about this earlier,
Yeah.
though, back when we had the Hilux, because he's
Yeah.
very good at building touring vehicles.
I have a vision. I'm good at visualizing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good, that's practical, and all
That'd
the
probably
rest
come
of it.
from your sign writing days.
Practical. We are far from practical.
Okay, not every. I can't reach the fridge in the back, but hey, it looks
Well, hang
good.
on. I heard an argument go down like a couple of hours ago about the positioning of the microwave in the new
Will be in the
truck.
wrong spot. It's going to be too high.
But it's good that you don't
It's
need to
so
worry about that
practical.
because it's my kitchen.
That's his deal. The truck
Yes.
is his deal.
Anyway, I think it'd be some sort of project manager in that
Yeah.
type of industry, I think.
Yeah.
And I'd be
Or
so
working
good.
for Suncoast Caravans if it all went really pear-shaped.
Providing the lunchtime entertainment.
By your... Oh,
And
I'll
when
be
the
providing
customers
it,
walk
right.
into the workshop, we're showing them their job, and you just get to stand there and, how
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what I was thinking the
Bingo.
other day? If I had to do a job, I could probably do caravan sales.
There you go.
Yeah, you could
As a
too.
backup plan?
Yeah, I could do caravan sales because if it's a good caravan company, I wouldn't sell crap caravans, but I know a lot about caravans, so I could probably do that.
Okay, what do you dislike the most about being on the road full time, apart from being away from the kids? 'Cause
School
I know
holidays.
That's a tough
School
one.
School holidays. Number one for me.
Yeah, I don't like school holidays either. But for me, it is partly being in such a confined space with him all the time.
Okay.
It's so funny. We just had lunch before this, and we were talking, and Chris is like, I feel a bit naked at the moment because he hasn't got a canopy on his truck.
Yeah, we don't.
And we were sort of talking, I'm like, at home, if
100%.
if my wife's upsetting me, not that she does, because she's beautiful.
She never would.
and does something with her hair today. I just go out to the shed. I just spend time in my shed. And
Yeah.
so Chris was like, that truck is my shed.
It's my shed.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
It
my
is.
shed. And for Miriam, the van is the house.
The van is where I stay. The truck is where he goes.
It's like a crate like a dog crate.
Yeah.
That's my safe spot, the truck.
Ouch with you.
And I just get
ouch
back
with you.
Let him out, please. Let him out.
That's how they come up with the name Big Dog Builds.
Yeah.
Chris is a mad dog.
There you go.
That's it.
And the big
yeah,
dog
so mine
builds.
is being in such a confined space all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of that reasoning is because he gets up at 4:30 and I usually don't go to bed till 11 or 12 because I work until quite
So
late.
one of you is.
So he's
Yeah, I'm an
grinding
early
his
riser.
coffee at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I've only been asleep for 4.5 hours. And he opens the hatches just enough to let the light come right into my eyes. But for him, he's like,
Because I
"Oh,
want to see your
I need-"
beautiful eyes, honey.
Darling,
first thing in the
you wouldn't
morning.
know. You don't need the beauty sleep.
Yeah, see?
Anyway,
Yeah.
so there are a few little niggly things. Oh, come on, please don't.
He's just like,
Not even a team.
At least I got your back, hey? Seriously. Oh,
that's-
rookies.
I was just
Rookies.
saying, we'll just talk over here then. We'll just
Yeah,
leave
we'll
them
come around,
over
look
there.
Family,
Okay.
family is another huge one, obviously. Not
Yeah.
directly our kids, but all our family and friends.
Yeah.
So, like we say all the time, the people that you meet on the road, you sort of bring them in as your family. You
Your
sort
van
of-
You bring
fam?
them in a little bit. Do you think you bring them in like that little bit closer because you're like
100%
you
you
miss
do.
their
Don't
family?
see them
So
as often.
Yeah, I think
I
you
see-
do.
You
yeah.
open up to people a lot
Yeah.
Yeah.
easier, I think, on the road. And you talk about poo a lot sooner than in a
Yeah.
normal
Like,
conversation.
for instance, when we met Greg and Donna and the Hollier family from Campedia.
Campedia.
yeah, they're epic,
Mate,
aren't they?
oh, they're beautiful people. We met them one night. Greg came up to us around a campfire in the outback somewhere, and literally that next morning we were travelling together.
We travelled together for what, 3 months? 2 months, 3 months?
yeah.
And we're still like really close friends.
We're really
now.
close. They're like our family on the road.
It's funny. I've noticed. Like I've been following you guys for a long time, and obviously we've been working together for a while now.
Yeah.
All the people that you collaborate with or you partner with, whether it's Enerdrive or Dometic
Yeah.
or GMs, like everyone you collaborate with, they're like your family.
They
Oh,
are.
yeah.
treat them like
They
your
are our family.
like-
They're like
Yeah.
our family.
We watched how you guys interact with everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
I mean, I screen most of your phone calls when they're coming in, but like, I still take quite a few of them. But
I know that in
Here's-
our business we have, 50 odd staff, and we seem to adopt. Like our family is continuously growing and changing just because we have so many awesome staff,
Yeah.
and we're so proud of them, and everyone does an amazing job that we love them so much, and we all get along so well. So you just end up with this
Yep.
Great people
giant
attract
family.
great people.
And I know that my parents have followed you guys forever. They're
Yeah.
huge fans. And when we told them we were going on the trip with you earlier in the year, and they were absolutely devastated they weren't going.
they actually said,
then
we're the bosses, and
we
we've
should be
decided
going.
you can't go.
Yeah.
That was a What's Up Down Under TV show. Yeah, okay.
And then when we got back, and we were like, actually, we really like them. We think we could like to
that
work
much,
with
yeah.
them. And my parents were like, right, let's do it. There was no hesitation straight away. And then once they met you, they were sold. They were like, yeah.
Like-minded people, man. We're all got the same vision. We're all
Yeah.
just cool people doing cool things, aren't we, Adam?
So yeah,
Adam's just like, and how do I look on this camera right now?
Yeah. Do I look great?
So, full disclaimer, we're this this backdrop that we're in.
Oh,
looks
yes.
absolutely phenomenal. But we're actually parked up at my dad's farm on the Sunshine Coast. And it's a turf farm, and one of the tractors has just pulled in behind. So if you can hear
thanks, mate.
some noises in the background.
Just a little bit more.
He's revving it, making it louder.
Yeah, that's where we are. We're here for a camp out for a couple of days, but
Yep.
if you can hear some tractors in the background.
For the big man's 40th.
Yes. If I'm 40, you're 60.
Olds, yes.
I'm 33 now. Getting on.
Yeah,
Turning 30.
on,
You're actually 34.
You're 10 years younger than me.
You just turned 34.
I'm
just
34
FYI.
now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Born in 88.
Wow.
What a vintage.
Anyway,
carry
my
on.
last
I was in grade 8 then.
What? One more question.
The last question is,
Have we done 10?
Oh, is it already?
what is the question you get asked the most? Which I could have already asked in the question
Question
so
we
far.
get asked the most. For me, it's what size lift have I got in my truck?
Yeah, what size
And what
lift
size
is in the
wheels?
truck? And what hat are you wearing? He wears that black. Is it the Stanton
Oh,
or
the black hat.
He's
What brand of hat is that?
Stanton or Brixton. We've got the
Yeah.
two, and we both wear them, and he gets asked that question a lot.
And the question you get asked is, why are you dating such a hot bloke? All the time.
I just keep asking him, does that truck come in men's? Seriously? Far out. Get a real truck, eh?
Yeah, we do get asked a lot about the truck, about the lift in the truck.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
But that's, I mean, we get a lot of questions about a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
but
we
that's
do.
probably the most common. And the AdBlue, we get questions about the AdBlue
Yeah.
in the truck.
But no, I'm just talking about from in general in our life. I think we get a lot of questions about
How do you
titanium caravans. How do you
afford it? That's the number one question.
Oh no, hang on. Another huge one is, how do you approach brands?
Oh yeah, how do you approach brands? It's like we don't.
Like we've discussed.
Yeah, like we
we
discussed
talked about it
earlier.
earlier.
Yeah.
We actually don't approach brands.
Brands will find you if you're doing
Yep.
the right stuff and the stuff that sort of collaborates with them and fits with how they do
Yep.
business.
And we know pretty much straight off the bat when we receive an email if someone knows who we are or not.
Yeah.
Like we had an email a couple of months ago from a battery company that wanted to do a collab with us, and it's like, clearly you do not know who we are, because we're not going to collab with a battery company when we're
It's so funny you
we're
say that.
ambassadors for Energive.
It's a good thing though, because while you do have those people approach you to work with you, you're also loyal to them as well.
100%.
You know,
We are
you're,
so
you're
loyal.
not hop skipping and a jumping
No.
and just taking whatever comes.
If we
there's that loyalty.
leave someone and go somewhere else,
Yeah.
there's 100% a reason behind it, and we
a
don't.
full commitment.
Not
to
that
the
we've ever
direction
done
you
that anyway, really. Like,
No.
it's just, we're passionate. We don't jump from brand to brand because they're going to offer us a big paycheck. I mean, that just doesn't, that's not who we are, and that's not how we work.
No.
So
It's so funny. I relate that back in the real world, if you want to call it that. When we do interviews, when I interview staff, I actually say to them, what do you know about the business?
Perfect. There you go.
And it's so
Perfect.
funny how many people don't do any research before they go into a business. Like, it's crazy.
when they're applying for a job and they haven't even looked at the Facebook page or been to your website or know anything about you. Then we've had people that have walked in the door and they seem to know more about us than
There
they
you
actually
go.
can read
They're
on
the
resume.
people.
So,
All right, guys, thank you very much. That was 10 questions from Suncoast Caravans for ADU. Bye for now.
Thank you for listening. Adios. Beer time.